What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about some wrestling, some good old-fashioned American wrestling. And what I want to talk about is Elimination Chamber. Now, if you're not a wrestling fan and you don't know what happened, I'm sure you know who John Cena is, obviously. I'm sure you know who The Rock is, and I'm sure you know who Cody Rhodes is. Now, these three are very integral to what I'm about to talk about, because this happened at the end of Elimination Chamber 2 days ago on Saturday. It's Monday now, I just got a Monday Raw. But one of the greatest heel turns, possibly one of the biggest twists in wrestling history, just happened. That being John Cena, for the first time in 22 years, turned heel. Now, for those of you who don't know, that aren't old enough, they're like, John Cena's never been heel. John Cena's first big run when he became the Doctor of Thuganomics back in late 2002, he was a heel. This man was vicious on the mic. He was a massive monster. He was hated by everybody. He'd run from state to state, from city to city, wearing an opposing team's jersey, usually the rival. Say they'd be in Philadelphia, he'd wear a Cowboys jersey. He was just, or it'd be basketball, any sport. He was a complete menace back in the day in the Doctor of Thuganomics. But then he eventually turned babyface, and he's been babyface since maybe late 2003, 2004, somewhere around that time. But now, John Cena has finally, for the first time in 22 years, turned back heel, something people have been wanting for years, especially during the Superman Cena PG era bullcrap. But we know that WWE never pulled the trigger. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why. He was very marketable towards kids. He was the most merch seller mover for kids. One of the, I think, the biggest Make-A-Wish Foundation guy ever. So yeah, I kind of understand the reason why they would not turn him heel back then. But now things are different. Now Cody is the face of WWE. He's the guy you see everywhere. He's replaced Cena. And now this is John Cena's farewell tour, his 2025 last tour. This is the last year. This is it. After this year, John Cena is officially retired. End of an era. Thank you for everything, John Cena. First and foremost, through the love, through the hate that you've been given, you deserve your spot. Do you deserve the 17th World Championship? I don't know. But John Cena officially turned heel against Cody Rhodes, kicking him right in the gonads. Joining forces with The Rock. I wouldn't say I didn't see it coming, but I'm not that shocked by it as a long-time WWE watcher. I've watched since I was 10 years old, maybe younger than that. So I kind of got a good grasp when it comes where they're going storyline wise. Sometimes they do throw me for a loop, but most of the time I got a good idea where things are heading. And I had a good idea the minute The Rock offered Cody Rhodes to join him to be his champion, to give him his soul. I was like, now, Cody's obviously not going to take it. If Cody this is just not a good time for Cody to turn heel. He's the world champion. He's got everything. He's on top of the mountain. He is popular with the kids. He's the new John Cena, per se. There's no way we turn him heel. There's no financial benefit to that at all for WWE. Would it be shocking? Would it get attention? Yeah, sure. But just long run wise, it's not time to turn Cody heel if we ever do turn him heel. If they ever do turn him heel. So it came to me I knew he was going to have to answer Elimination Chamber. So it was going to be, I figured whoever was going to be in the Elimination Chamber was going to be the one who turned heel if they were face. So I feel like that was the case. Majority of people in the Elimination Chamber were faces. CM Punk, John Cena, Seth Rollins. He's kind of in between at this point because it's just with things he's done to CM Punk and Roman. But Drew McIntyre, obviously heel. He's not going to get Damian Priest as a face. I don't think Damian Priest is going to win it. So I had a feeling it was either going to be Punk or Cena who won the Elimination Chamber. I could have seen either one winning, but it made more sense for it to be John because you have an unfinished story with CM Punk and Seth, which is obviously going to be solved next week on Raw in a steel cage. And I think what's going to happen is somewhere in the line, Roman's going to get involved with the Seth and CM Punk match, I think, at some point next week. And that's going to diverge Punk back to the Cena Rock stuff, because CM Punk opened Raw with one hell of a lambasting against The Rock and Cena, calling them out. So I think somewhere down the line, that favor CM Punk as Paul Heyman Ford is going to come into play. He's going to be thrown back in the middle with Cena and Cena and Rhodes. I think that's what happened. I think it could possibly be a triple threat match, or maybe CM Punk's in Cody Rhodes' corner while The Rock is in Cena's. I don't know, but we're going to see. But the heel turn itself, man, insane, really well done. Cody telling The Rock to F off, uncensored. Did not expect that. Jaw dropped, I think, more for me for that than it did the Cena turn. I was still somewhat shocked that Cena turned, even though I really wasn't that shocked. Because, I mean, we're in the twilight of his career. We should let Cena have the last run and let him have fun with it. Because he's talked about how they've talked about turning him heel years before. And Cena was open for it. And he even said he had like a different theme recorded and ready. He had new merch ready to pop, which he's turned heel. And they just never pulled the trigger. So now we could get that theme. We could get that merch now. We'll see what happens. The turn was great. I'm looking forward to SmackDown to see if Cena's even going to be on there, to see what happens. We got to taste it with Punk tonight, and I'm just looking forward to see where it leads up to WrestleMania. But yeah, the turn itself, great. Would I put it up with the all-time greats of heel turns, or the shocking heel turns? I mean, you could. I wouldn't put it up there with Hogan joining NWO, and I don't think I'd put it up there with Austin joining Vince McMahon, because those two scenarios, especially Austin McMahon, you never back in the day, never would have thought you would put Vince and Austin together. Never. So, I mean, is it top 5? Probably top 5 heel turns, absolutely. But as people saying it's the number one, that's just either recency bias, or you're just not old enough to remember the more monumental heel turns of these superhero-esque wrestlers. But Cena was definitely a good one. It was really good. But let me know what you guys' thoughts are down below. If you're a big wrestling fan. If you're not a wrestling fan, does this get you interested in wrestling? This is John Cena's portrayed as this nice guy, this really Superman-esque dude. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next one. Later.